friends at home, and welcome to another story time with the Children's Museum of Cleveland. Today we're reading two stories all about Passover. Passover is a holiday celebrated by those of the Jewish faith and is currently being celebrated right now. So our first story today is Sammy Spider's first Passover. Sammy Spider was fast asleep in his web high up on the Shapiro's living room ceiling. As the warm spring sun shone through an open window, Sammy snuggled deeper into his cozy web. A sudden swishing noise startled him awake. "Mother," he screamed, "a monster has broken our web." Sammy scurried across the ceiling and hid in a corner. Mrs. Spider hurried to comfort him. "Don't worry, Sammy. That monster is called a broom, and Mr. Shapiro is using it to dust the ceiling." Each spring, the Shapiros give their house a special cleaning to prepare for Passover. Springtime is a perfect time for us to make a new web. "I don't know how to make a web," Sammy said sadly. "I'm going to teach you," said his mother, giving him a big hug. "Will we celebrate Passover too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," laughed Mrs. Spider. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs. We begin by spinning one thread. Then we spin a second and a third. Finally, we spin a fourth to make a square." But Sammy wasn't listening. "What is Mrs. Shapiro putting on the table?" he asked. "That's called matzah," Mrs. Spider replied. "Tonight is the first night of Passover, and the Shapiros will have a special meal called a Seder." Then Mrs. Shapiro brought in a big platter with a roasted egg and bone, parsley, charosette, and bitter herbs. "That's called a Seder plate," Mrs. Spider explained. "The Shapiros will eat special foods at their Seder." "Do spiders eat special foods for Passover?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," answered his mother. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders eat flies and other insects. To catch them, we spin a web, and I need your help. Watch me attach a circle to the inside of our web." But Sammy wasn't listening. He was hovering on a silky strand above the table, watching the Shapiros at the Seder. Crunch went the matzah as Mrs. Shapiro broke it in half. Sammy watched him wrap one of the broken pieces in a bright red napkin. When Josh wasn't looking, Mrs. Shapiro hid it on top of the bookcase. Sammy climbed back up to the ceiling. "Mother," he asked, "why did Mrs. Shapiro hide the matzah?" "It's called the afikomen," Mrs. Spider answered. "After the meal, Josh will try to find it. If he does, he'll get a prize." "What fun," Sammy said. "Can I play too?" "Silly little Sammy," said his mother. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs. And I really need your help to spin a triangle inside the circle." But Sammy wasn't listening. He looked longingly at the hidden afikomen. "All right," sighed Mrs. Spider. "You may watch the Seder for a while." Sammy quickly crossed the ceiling and stopped right above the bookshelf as Josh finished reciting the 4 questions. He listened as the family sang Passover songs and took turns reading from the story of Moses, who led the Jews to freedom. The Shapiros began their Seder meal. Sammy had never seen so much food. At last it was time to search for the afikomen. Sammy wished he could help, but he remembered his mother's words: "Spiders don't celebrate Passover." Swinging from a strand of webbing, he watched as Josh searched every corner of the room. When Josh neared the bookshelf, Sammy got excited. Something shiny caught Josh's eye. It was an amazing little web with a beautiful Jewish star inside. "Wow," breathed Josh. As he went closer to look, he spotted the afikomen just below the glistening web. "Wow, I found it," he squealed. Sammy glowed with pride. "I did it, Mother. I helped Josh find the afikomen." "And you spun a beautiful web," Mrs. Spider answered. "You used all the shapes I taught you." In his excitement, Sammy didn't even know that he had spun a web. As he looked back at the bookshelf, he beamed. "It was easy, Mother. You make a square, a circle, and a triangle. Then you pass over with another triangle. That's how spiders celebrate Passover." The end of our first story. Our next story is called Kayla and Kugel's Almost Perfect Passover. I'm Kayla, and this is my dog Kugel. Tonight our family is having a very exciting meal. It's called a Seder. First we have to get ready. I'm making a cover for my Haggadah, and Kugel's helping. Oh no, Kugel found the glue. Then we begin the Seder. There are special foods to eat and drink. Kugel, watch out for that grape juice. I like dipping the curly parsley into salt water, and Kugel is munching the matzah and making a crumbly mess. Kugel, let's sing the 4 questions together. I tell Kugel about how my great-great-great-great, lots of great, grandparents were slaves to the mean and terrible Pharaoh in Egypt. After some amazing miracles, they became free. Foods have meaning at the Seder. Freedom is sweet, yum, sweet charoset. And slavery is bitter, yuck, bitter meor. After a delicious dinner comes the best part of the Seder, finding the afikomen. Oh no, Kugel, bring that back. Kugel, we can't continue our Seder without the afikomen. Where is it? Good boy, Kugel. Now the Seder is complete. We asked the questions, told the story, and ate the foods. What's wrong, Kugel? What are we missing? Songs! We always finish our Seder with songs. Let's celebrate and sing. Happy Passover! The end. I hope you enjoyed both of these stories to help celebrate Passover, and if your family celebrates Passover, I hope you're having an amazing holiday. Thank you for the Children's Museum of Cleveland, and we'll see you next time.
For more programming like this, see cmcleveland.org.